When we profess our faith using the words of the Nicene Creed, we're using words that were decided on at a council in the city of Nicaea in 325. The source of the words was not a discussion by a group of the leaders of the church of the day. The source was the lived experience of the presence of Jesus and the movement of the comforting, enlightening Spirit that Jesus promised would come to complete his work on earth. For 3 centuries, from the Jerusalem community of his friends to the spread of the faith throughout the known world, the women and men who formed the church lived, worked and prayed as Jesus had done. Peter, Mary Magdalene, the apostle of the apostles, the entire Jerusalem community were devout Jews. They believed in one God, not a collection of gods like the Greeks and Romans. As they reflected on what Jesus had said and done, especially his relationship with God, whom he always addressed as Abba, Aramaic for Papa or Dad, and his constant promise of his sending an advocate to be with them after he was no longer with them in the flesh, they came to acknowledge, as Thomas had said, that Jesus was Lord and God. Through their experience of Jesus, they came to realise that God was one, but not without an inner life, as it were. Within God was a community of love and life. Jesus was the Word who came not just to the ears of Moses, but in the flesh. Through entry into the family of believers through baptism, not circumcision, men and women became sons and daughters of God who could address God just as Jesus had done and call God Father. They were adopted into the inner life of the divinity. This adoption was to be offered to all the nations by immersing, baptising them into the life of the Father, Son and Spirit. Our prayers are Trinitarian in format. The action with which we begin and end our prayers, the sign of the cross, is a constant reminder of in whom we live and move and have our being.